Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SQL Server Performance Monitoring and Tuning video brought to you by SQLworkshops.com. In this video, we will talk about SQLTest installation. Before going into SQLTest installation steps, I want to give you a brief history of this SQLTest tool. As many of you know, I have been delivering hands-on SQL Server Performance Monitoring and Tuning workshop for 15 years. And one of the challenges that the instructor face in this workshop is to simulate the performance issues on the student computer. And you need a tool that simulates this workload. I was looking in the internet to find a tool that will allow me to do that. There were very few possibilities and it is a frustrating experience. For example, if you have 12 students in your workshop and you want to run a workload on these 12 student computer, you have to basically go through this connection builder. And then you have to type in these 12 connection strings, the server name and authentication, and press OK. And this is a frustrating experience. So I ended up developing my own tool called SQLTest. And I have been using this tool for the past years in the hands-on workshop. And I got great feedback from the students because they were able to see these performance issues on their computer, and I was able to go with them, explaining their issues and then finding a solution. And some of the participants were interested in taking this tool back to their work because this tool is not limited for performance, load, stress, and unit testing. As a developer, as a DBA, you can use this tool for your day-to-day usage. For example, if you want to execute a command in 10 servers, it will be very fast. You just cut and paste the connection string of the 10 instances and then you say start all. I hope you will find this tool useful. If you have any comments or feedback to improve the tool, don't hesitate to contact me at rmayapan@sqlworkshops.com. Now let's continue with installing SQLTest. To install SQLTest, you go to SQLTest.org. Once you are in the SQLTest.org website, you can click on download. There you will find install SQLTest. When you click on install SQLTest, it will ask you, do you want to run the program from download.sqltest.org? When you accept and run, it will show you the EULA screen. You review the EULA, and when you accept, it will allow you to install SQLTest. Here you click on install. Now the SQLTest has been installed. You can start SQLTest by clicking run. And for the first time when you start SQLTest and you do not have any license keys, it will automatically go to internet and fetch a license type called automatic evaluation. If you want to check out different license types, you can go to SQLTest.org license. When you click on license, there you will find different license types. You have free community license that you can request from request free license. You also have professional, enterprise, paid licenses. All the data related to SQLTest is stored in SQLTest directory. You can go here in the documents, SQLTest, you will find the files related to SQLTest. If you want to change the location of this directory, you can go to System, Advanced System Settings, Variables, and you can create a new variable called SQLTest, and you can give a folder location, and all the files related to SQLTest will be saved here. When you start SQLTest, once in a while, it will look for updates. When updates are available, it will notify you and will give you an option to install it. And we recommend that you install these updates. If you want to manually check for updates, you can click on Help and Update. If updates are available, it will give you the possibility to install the updates. All this works if you have internet connection from the computer where you are setting up SQLTest. The other possibility to install SQLTest is you go to the download and download SQLTest.exe. When you click on download SQLTest.exe, it will allow you to save SQLTest.exe. Once you save it and run, this will start the SQL test. The difference between SQL test installation through click once and a manual setup like copying SQLTest.exe is you will not be getting an automatic evaluation license from the website. You have to manually go and fetch an evaluation license or an offsite evaluation license or a free community license or one of those professional or enterprise license. And one more thing, if you installed SQL test with click once, then when you go to this directory, all the files with the extension .stx will be associated with this application. If you did this manually with download SQLTest.exe, then you have to do this by yourself by going to tools and selecting associate.stx file type with this exe. One more difference between the click once installation and manual setup is you do not get notified about updates to SQL test. Once in a while, you have to visit this download page and look for update yourself. Thanks for listening. Bye.